The percentage of people in society without a good financial state is much larger than you think. It is widely recognized that many people today are struggling with their finances. The cost of living continues to rise, and for many individuals, wages have not kept pace, leaving them struggling to make ends meet. The impact of the pandemic has only exacerbated this trend, with many people losing their jobs or facing reduced hours and pay. The result is that many people are living paycheck to paycheck and need more savings to fall back on in case of an emergency. These financial difficulties can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and worry, which can affect people's overall well-being. In this video, we're going to be talking about some crazy money stats to prevent going down that path of financial difficulty yourself. Hi everyone, and welcome to Upthink, where we teach our viewers about financial wisdom and tips and tricks that can help you in your everyday life. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for more videos. Cash is an easy-flowing item when it comes to spending it, especially when it is readily available. This could be one of the good reasons why many rely on utilizing credit when making purchases. In fact, there have been studies stating that when using a credit card to make a transaction, customers spend significantly more money when paying from their own immediate pocket. When spending money, the act of handing over physical cash carries more sensitive weight than simply swiping a credit or debit card and confirming an electronic transaction. This is because cash is a corporeal symbol that people affiliate with value, while digital transactions would not make you feel as strongly since you cannot actually see your money being physically taken out of your bank account. But earning it back is just as hard as putting out that money. See, the time span between spending that cash and when it is due for settlement, plus the decision of paying it back immediately or not, are what makes the process. If a situation requiring urgent funds were to occur and you do not possess the capacity to provide those funds in full, then minimum payment is a viable option. Since credit cards are intended to encourage frequent spending, there are situations that compel consumers to spend that money and therefore justify it in their minds so as to make that cashing out less painful. However, this justification can result in others using more money while being blind to how much they are actually spending in reality. In the United States, more than 50% of the population would not be able to handle a $1,000 emergency. Fewer than half of Americans have the financial resources to pay for unexpected expenses like car repairs or abrupt medical visits. This highlights the fact that a significant portion of the population is living without a financial safety net. Considering current high inflation rates, $1,000 can be quickly depleted by even modest expenses. For example, a common car repair can cost between $300 to $500, and some emergency dental procedures can easily exceed $1,000. With limited funds in possession, the majority would have to resort to finding backups to cover for unexpected circumstances. Let us talk about some other statistics. A survey from Bankrate brought out results stating that 20% of the respondents would use credit cards for an expense and settle down the debt throughout the period, interest rate and all. 15% would rather cut down on expenses to accumulate leftover cash from the budget, and 10% would rather loan from people they are personally acquainted with, like family and friends. Another 20% of the American respondents do not even save any of their income. This means that with their costly level of living, they may only be living paycheck to paycheck, and therefore not much would be left to save. This is especially true if you're working on a mediocre paycheck. Costs like car fuel, utilities, groceries, and other daily necessities take much work to live by. If we take the average rent in America as an example, that is about $2,000 each month, which is a bit much for a moderate family to take. Furthermore, many individuals are not aware of the importance of saving and investing, nor do they have an understanding of how much they should be setting aside. This mindset often results in savings and investing needing to be addressed. It is only viewed as essential in the later part of our life when it becomes evident that there are insufficient funds set aside. The time used to invest up to your retirement is very crucial. Therefore, the more we dawdle before actually investing can cause many missed opportunities. When the time comes that you want to retire, repercussions of your money not growing enough are bound to occur. Surveys from Schroeder for U.S. retirement state that for the whole of Americans, only 22% can confidently say that they are financially stable enough to retire. During the year 2022, 26% of employed Americans deemed themselves financially qualified for retirement. As the year 2023 begins, you can see that the percentage from last year has dropped by 4%. When it comes to retirement, the main priority would be the financial factor for it. Unfortunately, this factor does come with its worries. To name one, let us talk about inflation. Inflation can bring a large concern when planning for retirement, as it can erode the purchasing power of your savings over time. If the cost of goods and services increases faster than the rate at which your savings grow, your retirement income may need to catch up, making it more challenging to maintain your standard of living. You could lose as much as 30% of your retirement savings while trying to keep up your lifestyle. This is particularly true for those who are relying solely on fixed income sources such as Social Security, pensions, or annuities, as your retirement income may not increase to match the rise in the cost of living. As a result, it is essential for individuals to plan for inflation when preparing for retirement and to consider investment strategies that can help protect purchasing power over the long term. If you are not planning on retiring anytime soon, then you probably would not need to worry about this aspect for a while. But do keep the downsides of inflation in mind if you are planning to entrust your expense on the funds mentioned later down the line. These financial worries have encouraged almost 70% of America's working society to carry on working during retirement for some period of time. These could be due to compensation for basic necessities as well as to keep up their health and continue a bustling life. 40% of this working society plan to work to their death. Many long for retirement, but truly a great part believe that they will never be able to achieve the ideal amount of funds to consider that. The thought of working to their death or until their body deteriorates enough to deem them unable to work ingrained in their minds. It is a sad intention. Now, if we imagine that scenario does happen, what are you going to do next? If you plan on relying on those around you, like your family or friends, for the remaining time, that could be an option, but it would make a better picture. But if you plan on going with the option that 40% have, then there are a few perks in continuously working even after retirement. You would be keeping yourself occupied with the role of a functioning member contributing to society, and it would make your days off feel even more precious. But remember, this does not need to be one of many options, and we doubt this is the only option you desire. As stated by Wallet Hub, an ordinary household has about $10,000 in credit card loans, and a moderate credit card loan is over $9,200. Some consumers have the misconception that purchases made on credit are free money, as the immediate impact on their finances is not as tangible. However, credit card debt is often considered to be among the most problematic forms of debt, as it lacks collateral and is associated with very high interest rates. This can make it difficult for individuals to repay the debt and lead to long-term financial stress and instability. How difficult exactly? High interest rates paired with minimum payment can make it seem like the debt is endless. Now, we're not saying that using credit cards is a terrible thing. As long as you are able to settle your credit card loans every month and make wise decisions on when to use credit cards, then you will be fine. The main issue with credit cards is the relentless overpurchase of unnecessary items and a payment cycle that is done at the minimum amount. Many of the retired citizens, at least 44%, have stated that expenses were much higher than they anticipated. This is how difficult it is to foresee just how much exactly you will have to be spending once you reach retirement. If we were to point out one of the reasons why this is difficult, then it lies in overestimating expenses. See, with how used one can be on the amount we spend during our working lives, we get deluded into the idea that these costs will still be the same even after we retire. But it is even more complicated. Your expenses are not going to stay at the same number forever. Your lifestyle and bills will change as well due to the fact that we are taking into account the expensive leisure time and health maintenance to deal with upon retirement, and we best expect that this comes at an even pricier nature. But only some things become expensive. When we retire, there will also be cheaper expenses than when we were working. But if you think about that 44% statistic of retirees who underestimate their costs, we should keep a keen eye and prepare ourselves financially so as to not be caught off guard after our departure from employment, even if it is no easy feat. Now, if you think that everyone has a game plan after retirement, that is not true. As vast as the world is, there is a good portion of people who do not do retirement planning, about 37% actually. Even though planning for retirement is a very important step to success, there are still many who still need to improve. There are various causes for this, so let us discuss a few of them. Determining the amount of money required for retirement can be a daunting task for those who lack knowledge and understanding of the subject. It can be challenging for individuals who need to be more enlightened on the topic to consider factors such as withdrawal rates, healthcare costs, different types of retirement accounts, investment options, and more. These considerations can make the process of planning for retirement feel a bit too much for many people. Another reason would be retirement planning. Retirement planning can be an unnerving task, with the amount of money needed to fund your desired lifestyle seeming staggeringly high. Take someone wanting $40,000 in annual income. Traditional retirement plans suggest investing over $1 million for that goal. Having a tailored strategy is key to achieving financial security in later life. Here is another statistic. According to a recent survey, 56% of workers anticipate having less than $500,000 prepared for retirement. Despite this, working Americans estimate that they will need approximately $1.1 million to have a comfortable retirement. Unfortunately, it is implausible that the majority of people will accumulate even close to that amount. While $500,000 may look like a substantial sum when compared to the actual cost of retirement, it becomes apparent that it is a relatively small amount. Therefore, it is common that a large portion of the population is facing financial challenges in preparing for retirement. With a safe withdrawal rate of 4%, having a $500,000 worth portfolio will only result in a yearly $20,000 income. This amount is not enough to support a basic lifestyle. Truly, at least 25% of society expects to build up to $1 million still need to do. As we remember all these percentages pertaining to financial status, this should show you how seriously you should take your future. Keep this in mind. You are not meant to be penniless forever. As long as you are responsible with your spending habits and take the initiative to build paths to grow your money by consistent investments, among other ways, then you can avoid these statistics. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope that you were able to take some value in this video. If you have, be sure to click that like button and subscribe as well. We put out educational videos that can help in our daily lives, and your support encourages us to continue putting out better content for you all. If you got any realizations in watching this video, then let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your thoughts. Again, this has been Upthink, and we hope to see you in the next video too. Bye for now.